Now what we're going to do is we're going to make our website responsive. It's one of the most important things to do in web design. There are actually more web pages served on mobile devices than desktop computers now. So we want to make sure our website loads perfectly on all devices, no matter whether it's a desktop computer, tablet, or a mobile phone. So to do that, we're going to come back up here and click Home to go to the home page. I'm going to click this tab off. Okay, once we're on the home page, what we'll do is we'll come up to the top and we'll click Enable Visual Builder. Next, we'll come down to the bottom and we'll open this purple menu. And over here you can see this gray menu. And if we click this icon here, this will bring us into tablet view. And this shows you what your website looks like on a tablet. So what I'm going to do is just scroll down here. You can see we need to change the text here and our buttons off the screen. This section looks fine here. Here we need to change the color of this text here. It's kind of hard to see now. We need to make this text smaller. We'll have to get rid of this background image because it's not even covering the entire section now. So there's some changes we need to make. Come back up to the top. Okay, I think our header image is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to come over here and change this text. So we'll click the gear icon and we'll go to Design, Heading Text, and we'll scroll down here. And next to Heading Text Size, we're going to click this mobile phone icon. And you can see it defaults to tablet. That's because we're already in tablet view. If we click phone, it'll take us to phone view. And of course, if we click desktop, it'll take us to desktop view. So we'll go back to tablet. And as long as this button is checked, whatever changes we make in tablet view will not affect the changes we've already done in desktop, and it won't affect phone view. But if this button is not checked, any changes we make, even though we're in tablet view, will affect desktop and phone as well. So we want to make sure we check this button before we make any changes and make sure we're in tablet. So what I'm going to do is decrease this size of the text here. There we go. Come up here, go to H2. And we'll click the mobile phone icon. And I'll decrease this text size as well. That looks good. Save the changes. Now we'll come in here and you can see we have to change this because it's already running into our phone. So we'll go to Design, Text, and I'm going to change the text size to 16 pixels. And now we still have it going into the phone, so we need to add some padding on the right. And we need to move it over as well because it's going off screen. So we'll come to spacing. Make sure we click the phone icon. And I'm going to click and drag this to the right. And we'll line it up with the text above it. There we go. And now what we're going to do is come down here and click the phone icon. And here's where we'll add some padding on the right. So I'll just click and drag to the right, and you can see it's adding the padding on the right. Keep it at 390, that looks good. And now I just want to move this up a little bit, so we'll come over here and we'll just move this up. Perfect. Okay, save the changes. Now you can see our button is off the screen, so we'll click the gear icon, we'll go to Design, Spacing, and we'll click our phone icon here. And I'm just going to click here, left margin, and drag to the right. See, we're bringing it back on screen, and we'll line it up with the text above it. There we go. And let's move it up a little bit. So we'll click and drag to the left, and there we go. That looks good. So I'm going to go ahead and save the changes. I like that. That looks nice. I'll save the page. Okay, that looks good. I like how everything's lined up here. So let's keep going. Let's scroll down to the next section. Now you can see here this blurb module is longer than the others, and that's because when we put in the background color for these blurbs, we actually added it in through the columns and the row settings. So let's go back to the row settings, and we'll go to the second column here, which is this one. And we'll come down here and open background, and we'll hit the trash can to get rid of the background color, and we'll take off the hover. We'll save that. Come up here and we'll go to the next column. We'll go ahead and delete that color, take off the hover, save it. And the last column, we'll do the same thing. Save it, and we'll save the changes. Now what we're going to do is add the background color in each blurb module. So we'll come up here to the gear icon, close this, and we'll come down and we'll open background. We'll hit the hover icon, and for default, we'll make it black. We'll click hover, and for hover, we'll make it white. And next what we'll do is click these blue dots, and we'll click extend background styles to all blurbs throughout this section. Click extend, and you can see extend it to the other blurbs. So we'll save the changes there. And that took care of our problem down here. All right. Next what I want to do is we'll make this text here smaller. So we'll click the gear icon, go to design, heading text, click H2, and we'll come down to heading 2 text size, and we'll click the mobile icon. And I'm just going to drag this to the left, make it smaller. That looks good. Save the changes. Next one I'm going to do is add some spacing between these text modules and dividers. So let's go to this first text module here. Okay, come on. There we go. It can be a little tricky sometimes. So we'll go to spacing, and we'll click the mobile icon. I'm just going to drag this to the right, add spacing. I think we'll make it 35. That looks pretty good. Save this. Let's go to this. There we go. And the last one. There we go, that looks good. I want to add a little bit more spacing up here with this divider. Yeah, we'll keep it at 15. It looks nice and uniform. Alright, that's looking good. I like how that looks so far. And let's go ahead and move on to the next section. So we'll scroll down here. This section looks pretty good. I think it's fine the way it is, so we'll leave that like it is. And now the optimize for speed section. Okay, so you can see right here we need to make this lighter. We can make this lighter as well. I want more space on the sides here. And I want to move these circle counters next to each other. And we can get rid of, there's too much space down here at the bottom. First one I'm going to do is get rid of that space at the bottom. So we'll go into the section module settings, and we'll go to design, spacing. And I'm going to add some margin on the bottom. Make sure we click that first. Actually, I'm decreasing margin on the bottom here. Let's see what this looks like. Let's take it to 140. 130. That looks good. Okay. Next, what I want to do is I'm going to go into the row settings here. And we're going to go to Design, Sizing, and I'm going to decrease this to 80%. That gives us some more room on the side. And we'll do the same thing here. Just type in 80. There we go. And one more thing I want to do is, let's see. Let's go to spacing. And I just screwed up there. So let's go back here. So that's one thing you need to be careful of, because I don't want this to take effect on our desktop or mobile phone. So make sure you click, do that one more time. There we go. Make sure you click the mobile icon before you make any changes. So, and now it's set to tablet, so we can take this down to 80. And we'll do the same thing here. Oops. There we go. Okay, next one I want to do is take away some margin here. So go to tablet and let me see here. I want to move this up a bit. Like that. And down here, take this to 60. That looks good. And now I'm going to go up here. And we'll change this back now. There we go. Okay. Okay, now what I want to do is we'll go into this blurb module and we'll make this title white. So title text color, make it white. And let's go ahead and center align it. And I'm going to increase the text size just a bit. There we go. That looks good. And now let's change the body text. And we'll make the body text a light gray color. We'll do D6. There we go. That looks good. I like how that looks so far. Okay, what I want to do now is I want to make these corners on this bar counter rounded, but I want that to go across all devices. So what I'm going to do is go back to desktop, and we'll come in here, the bar counter, go to design, we'll go to border. I'm just going to increase this by 3 pixels, and you can see they're rounded now, and so is the blue part. We'll save that, and we'll go back to tablet view, and now you can see our bar counter has some nice rounded corners there. Okay, now what I want to do is change this title text to white. So go to design, title text, mobile icon, and we'll change this to white. There we go. Beautiful. Okay, now for some reason it's showing my circles as the default blue instead of green. So let's go ahead and let's go to desktop view. And let's go ahead and copy that color. And we'll go back to tablet view. Go back to circle. Let's try this. Okay, now let's try it. Let's paste it. There we go. There we go. Okay, good. Okay, let's go back to spacing. Make sure we're on tablet. And what I'm going to do is take this to the left. Right there. And I'm going to bring this down a bit. There we go. Okay, that looks good. And now I'm going to move this up and over and also change the circle, of course. Go in here and I'll just choose a different color, and now highlight and paste our green that we copied. There we go. Go to spacing and make sure we put on tablet. And let me see here. What I want to do is move this up. And you can see they're aligned now with each other. -3 or 3 pixels top margin. And we'll move this to the right. There we go. Perfect. That looks nice. We have some nice even spacing on the sides and then in the center. I'm going to go ahead and save that. That looks good. I just want to make sure this circle color is set for tablet. Yes, it is. Okay. Perfect. All right, I'm going to go ahead and save the page. And let's just take a look at that real quick. That looks nice. Looks a lot better. Okay, let's keep going. Testimonial section. I think all we need to do is, these look fine here. So I think all we need to do is make this text smaller. So we'll come in here, go to design, text, and text size, go to tablet. There we go. Perfect. That looks good. Go ahead and save the page again. It's a good idea to save frequently so you don't lose your changes. Okay, well this is where it starts to get tricky. So, what I want to do is, let me put this on desktop mode. If you remember, we have our hover set so that when you hover over this, it pops up a little bit for each one of these. I don't want to have that on tablet or mobile because it looks bad. And I also don't want to have the animation where this slides down, this slides up, down and up when it first loads. Unfortunately, with hover settings, I can't go to tablet mode and turn off hover for tablet but keep it on for here. Divi doesn't let you do that, at least not right now. But there's a way around that, and what we can do is we can clone this section, and then we can disable this section so that the desktop one doesn't load on tablet or phone, and the clone that we make will disable that one on desktop so it only loads for tablet or phone. And then we can change our hover settings for that one. So what we'll do is come up here and we're going to hit the duplicate button here. And that'll duplicate the section. Here it is right here. So for this one, we're going to leave this one on the desktop mode. So we'll come up here and click the gear icon. And we'll go to Advanced, Visibility. And we're going to disable this section on phone and tablet. And we want it to load on desktop, so we'll leave this blank. Save the changes. And this one we'll do the opposite. So we'll come up here, click the gear icon. We'll go to Advanced, Visibility, and we'll disable this one on desktop. And you can see when I did that, it grayed it out. And that's because we disabled it on desktop and we're in desktop mode, it'll gray out so you know that this doesn't load on somebody's desktop whenever they load our web page. So now what we can do is we can go to tablet view, and when we go to tablet view, you'll see that this one, the gray out goes away, and now our desktop version is grayed out because we're in tablet view. Okay. First thing we need to do is get rid of this background image because it's not even covering the entire section. So we'll come up here and click the gear icon in the section settings, and we'll go to background, and we'll go ahead and hit the trash can, and that deletes it. And next we'll just add a background color, and we'll make it D6 like that nice light gray we did for the text in Optimize for Speed. And we don't have to worry about clicking the mobile icon because we already disabled this one on desktop. So we'll go ahead and click Save. Alright, now what we're going to do is we're going to come in here to this first person module, and let me see something here. Okay. Come into this first person module, and we'll get rid of our hover settings. We'll come down here and we'll click spacing. And we'll click off hover. There we go. And I'm going to go ahead and click these three dots and click Extend Spacing Styles to all persons throughout. We'll do this section. And we'll go ahead and extend. There we go. Last, I want to get rid of the animation. So we'll come down here and click Animation. And we'll click None. Click the three blue dots. Extend Animation Styles to all persons throughout this section. Extend. Save the changes. And now if I go to this person module, and we go to Spacing, you can see the hover is still off because we extended the styles from this one to the others. And if I go to animation, it should be set to no animation. And there we go. Alright. So that looks good. I'm going to go ahead and save the page again. Okay, now let's keep going. We'll scroll down, and I think our blog section looks fine. That looks good. Our contact section, it looks pretty good. I just want to make this divider smaller. So we'll come up here, go to Design, Dividers, and we'll come down here to divider height, click the mobile icon, and I'm just going to decrease this by sliding to the left. We'll take it to 80. Save the changes there. Go ahead and save the page again. Okay, let's keep going. So we'll go down here. I think the map looks fine the way it is. So now we're finally at the footer. And you can see there's some changes we need to make here. So the first thing I'm going to do is come up here into the row settings. And I'm going to go to Design and Spacing. Spacing's fine. We'll go to Sizing. That's what I want to do. And I'm going to change these to 80%. There we go. And I'll do the same thing down here. Okay, save the changes there. I want to slide this menu blurb over so it lines up with the Contact Us blurb here. Design, spacing. And we'll come over here to the left and I'm just going to change this to 0. There we go. And I want to do the same thing for the Stay Connected blurb. So we'll come in here, spacing, the mobile icon, and we'll just slide this to the left till it lines up. That looks good. And we'll do the same thing to the email opt-in. Always remember to hit that mobile icon. There we go. Perfect. All right. That's looking good. I like that. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and scroll back up the page and just make sure everything looks okay. That looks good. Our team section looks good. Testimonials looks good. I like our circle counters here and our bar counter, what we did there. That looks good. All right, our feature section looks nice. Okay. Everything looks good.